Hi there. Welcome to the Forever Fern Bundle Card Class to Go from July 2020. Our first card is a floating bottom card. As you can see, it appears the bottom is floating, but it is attached with this panel right here. Here is the inside of our card with the sentiment over toward the right and a stamped image up in the upper right-hand corner of the interior panel. So let's get started. I began first by die cutting 4 of the stamped leaves, branches in 4 different green inks. So I believe this is Garden Green, Pretty Peacock, let's see, Shaded Spruce, and Pear Pizzazz. I haven't learned all of my green inks yet, but that's what I use to stamp and die cut these 4 branches. All right, so I thought I have my stamp positioner here lined up. All of your pieces and parts, the pattern paper here, the DSP, your card base, the 2 stitch nested labels that we're going to use as the bridge. They're included all inside of your envelope. And remember that you're going to make 2 of each of these cards. I'm going to show you how to make it right now. So inside my stamp positioner, I have the sentiment, "You can do this," lined up in my stamp positioner. And how I did that was I went ahead and I put my my white interior panel inside my card. I set the floating bottom down at the bottom, and then I'm going to close this top, and then I will know where to stamp my sentiment, because I do want it to show through when my card is closed. All right, so I'm going to remove that just to get it out of the way, and I see that my panel is not straight, so I'm going to move it just a smidgy bidgy here, and I'm going to go ahead and close that, put my magnet on. I'm going to ink up the stamp with Just Jade. That's the color of the of your base, Just Jade. Blow off some lint there. All right, let me bring this. I'm going to bring this down to ink. I'm going to close my ink pad because I'm pretty famous for setting my arm or other pieces into it. And I'm going to just close the door. Beep, I see something. I'm going to line this up a little bit better. Okay, and I'm just going to shut the door lightly. Press lightly, you don't have to smoosh it in there. And then open the door. There you go. You can do this right there. All right, let me clean that stamp off real quick with my chamois. And I thought also, while I have the positioner out, what I would do is stamp that leaf in the upper corner. So I'm going to take out my card base. I'm going to put a piece of scrap paper inside my stamp positioner because I know that part of that leaf is going to hang over. So I'm gonna give myself some room. So here's my cardstock. I better lift this up a little bit. This is just scrap paper below it, so it doesn't ink the bottom. Remove this stamp, and here is the. I'll go ahead and put that in. Line that up there. Close the door to pick up the stamp. Now I'm going to ink it. And really what you're doing is just allowing the ink to soak into the cardstock. You're not trying to press the ink into the cardstock, right? You don't have to press too hard. Lift it up, and there you go. So let's get started on building the card front. So I am going to go ahead and adhere the designer series paper to each of the pieces of the card front, right? You got their floating bottom and then the top portion here. I'm gonna eyeball. I have a different pattern paper than you all, and from the sample you have this lovely sort of mixture of leaves and branches, and I thought I'd give something a little bit more clean and modern try. It's I guess kind of the leaves here, but to me it kind of looks like whale tails. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere these pieces to the card front. So I'm just going to use some tape runner. And give myself just a little bit of an edge. There we go. And I'll do the same with the lower portion here. Let's see. Let's get those going there. There you go. All right. So this will eventually go like that and like that. So now let's build the leaf, the bridge that's going to get the floating bottom attached to the card front. All right. So you receive these two stitched nested labeled dies in your kit, in your envelope, and it's very basic. I'm just going to layer the white on top of the Just Jade using some tape runner. And to be honest with you, these are great, but you're not going to see too much of it. It's just, like I said, going to act as the bridge. So I'm just eyeballing top and bottom. Then we're going to go ahead, I'm going to use some liquid glue to adhere the branches to my bridge, okay? So I'm going to make sure I use my silicone mat because I don't want to get a sticky surface on things. So there we go. Let's see, I think based on my sample, and it seems pretty obvious, you're going to put the largest branch in the back. All right, and then let's see, I'll put my pretty peacock over this way. The pear pizzazz branch will go on top, and I'm going to just tuck this little shaded spruce sprig right there on top. All right, so something like that. All right, so I'm just going to, that's what I do. I laid it down, flip that. Oh, well, that's interesting. Not sure how that happened, but okay. I just use white scrap paper for my die cutting. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of wet glue on this. And I know that sometimes it's the die cut's going to hang over the edge, so I'm going to try not to put it all the way out to the edges of the leaves, just in case they are hanging over. But let's see, I think I'm just going to put this right down here like this. And I may have gone over a little, but I can always I'll just wipe it off with my finger before I attach it. But that's why I use the silicone mat, so that it doesn't get anything on my work surface. All right, so we got that down, and let's go for the pretty peacock eucalyptus branch. All right, I'm gonna just adhere that over here. I'm gonna kind of try to line my stems up together because eventually I want it to sort of look like a bouquet, sort of. So let's see, I'm gonna put a little bit here. Pick this up, line it up here. And then last, tuck this last little sprig underneath, so before it dries, I'm going to add that right under here. There we go. All right. So there's my bridge. I'm not quite done with decorating the front of it, but I want to go ahead and eyeball it here and figure out where I want to place this. So it's going to look like this. Your bridge is going to be towards your the left side of your card. And what you do is be sure that you only put adhesive on the top and on the bottom of this panel, because you don't want the adhesive to be here or it will stick to the inside of your card. That's no good. We don't want that. So let's adhere or put some, I'm going to use some strong adhesive here, some tape runner. We have a new Stampin Seal, which is super strong tape as well. So if you don't have an old clunker like that and you're looking for some nice strong tape adhesive, that's your best bet. So I'm going to just line my bottom up right here at the base of my card. All right, here's my top, and all I'm going to do is just line it up here. Oops, that. There we go. And so now when you open your card, your floating bottom stays on there. All right. Okay, so now I think I want to put my panel, the inside panel together. Silicone mat keeps any adhesive, no adhesive will stick to the silicone mat, and it keeps your surface clean. So, all right, I'm going to put this on the inside of my card. All I'm doing is eyeballing for a little bit of, even edges around, and hopefully, right, I got it right here with the, oops. Hold the phone, people, hold the phone. I just want to make sure. Sorry about that, guys. But, no one's perfect. There we go. Let me shut that. That shows through. Perfect. Just exactly what I wanted. Now I want to attach the jade bow that was included. I'm going to use a glue dot to adhere the bow, and what I do is I just put a little glue dot on the knot, the back side of the knot, scrunch it in, pull it off, and then I'm going to adhere that like it's tying the stems together, like that. Fluff your bow a little, like that. And then if you like, you can add a few pieces of bling. I used some of the new in color enamel dots. They are available in my online store. And what I do is I'll use my take a pic tool. That way, hopefully, it there we go. Stays on there, and it's really easy. You just slide your the pointed end, like the piercing end. It grabs it just like this, and I can add another one, a third one right here. So there you go. That's the floating bottom card. Woohoo! And guess what happened? I got a little bit of adhesive on here. So I got a lot of bit of adhesive. So all I have to do is just kind of roll my finger. That comes off. I put way too much, but all I have to do for the tape runner, I'm just rubbing my finger on here, and it's coming right off. So I just want to, but I want to try to keep it on this silicone mat because I don't want it to get on my surface here. You can see the little, the little adhesive boogers. Those come right off. Crisis averted. All right, let me dump those off before I get them on anything else. And there you go. The original sample and then the one I just made. You can do this. Hope you enjoyed.